Hey guys, what is up? Oki here, bringing you something a little bit different for today's video on this channel. Today we are going to be giving you a little bit of a review or overview of a new game that I've been playing recently that just came out yesterday, actually. We're in the first 48 hours of the game's release, and that is Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, which is a Super Smash Bros. Style character battler platform fighter, I think the genre is called, with Nickelodeon characters. And when I say Nickelodeon characters, I'm talking about the good ones, the big guns, guys. We got SpongeBob, we got Patrick Star, we got the Ninja Turtles, we've got the Avatar from Avatar: The Last Airbender. They've got an absolutely excellent selection of characters representing a lot of the great series from, the 90s or the early 2000s. So if you're like me, if you're, virgin on boomer status and you grew up with these cartoons. So it's great to see a game like this that, represents them so lovingly. And I'm happy to say this game is really, really good. And if that surprises you, it also surprises me, because when I watched the initial trailer, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of neat. They're doing Smash Bros, but with Nickelodeon characters. But that just scratches the surface. This is a bona fide, genuinely good game. It was developed with competitive play in mind. So as you can see, this is me playing against in ranked competitive mode. And there's no lag. There's tons of all these insane techniques and advanced maneuvers you can do. Guys, I've been watching professional Smash Bros players play on stream in this. This game is legitimately a very, very good contender to the throne. I don't know if it's actually going to dethrone Smash Bros as the king of that genre. There's never even been a game that's come close. I've seen a bunch of knockoff games try to capitalize on Smash Bros success, but none of them that have had this much effort, passion, and love put into it. So really quick, let me just show you the available cast of characters, because to a lot of people, this is the instant draw, right? This is what people want to see. This is what makes people interested in the game. We got Invader Zim. We got Ren and Stimpy. We got two of the Teenage Mutant Turtles, which I don't know why they don't have the other two. We got Cat Dog. We got Reptar. Nigel Thornberry, guys. Nigel freaking Thornberry is in this game. And here's the thing, is that they could have just slapped these characters in here and just, rode on the success of nostalgia, because this game, let's be honest, a game like this was going to sell really well no matter what, just based on the licenses used alone. But they didn't do a half-assed job at all. They actually went the full mile. These characters look and feel like their cartoon counterparts. There is so much passion and love put into them. All the characters have little references for their taunts. For instance, Patrick references the "no, this is Patrick" meme where he's slamming down the television. SpongeBob has a bunch of iconic poses from the different episodes. All of their special abilities tie back into the shows. It's really, really, really good stuff. And that's just talking about the character selection. The gameplay is really, really tightly made as well. It feels very, very snappy and responsive. The characters all have different weights. The characters like Aang is going to be very nimble, light on his feet. He does much better in the air than on the ground, whereas opposed to Toph, who's the Earthbender, is much, much better on the ground than in the air. So it's really, really good stuff. You see Reptar's fire breathing. I can't say enough good things about this game, actually. I could seriously just go on and on. This is the first game in a long time that I got it, and I played it 7 hours straight the second I downloaded it, man. I really didn't expect that, which is why I made this video, because I wanted to share, my passion about this game with you guys, because this game could have been an absolute joke. It could have been an absolute, no thought, no passion, no effort put into it or anything. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the gameplay. I've already talked about the characters feel great. In terms of balance, it feels like the game is relatively balanced. We're still on day one, so if one character is insanely more powerful than the others, I don't think people have discovered that yet. I've been seeing people do tier lists and stuff like that. It's a little too early for that. But yeah, the characters all do feel relatively balanced. There are a couple of exceptions where some characters you can pick them up and just be yeah, this, for instance, Korra from the Avatar series doesn't feel like there's any reason to play Korra other than you just really, really like Korra, like how she looks and feels. But she seems a little bit relatively weaker than the others. Reptar does seem a little on the strong side, But, you know, it's still very, very early in this game's life cycle, which I do think this game will have a life cycle. You know, the opportunities are endless when it comes to DLC. You know, we've already got like a pretty good cast of characters, but they can always add more. You know, they could add like Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series. They could add, you know, Mr. Krabs. Like, imagine smacking someone over the head with the bag of money with Mr. Krabs. Like, it's really, really exciting that like the potential is there for a lot of really, really great characters. And, you know, they got some of the obvious ones. You know, Avatar was always going to be really fit well into a game like this, a combat game. But they also have like a lot of really weird picks that you never would have expected them to, like Nigel Thornberry, like Powdered Toast Man. Like, I don't know why they're in the game, but I'm glad that they are. So I've talked a little bit about all the things that I like. Let's talk about some of the things that I'm not too crazy about. It does seem, and this is not necessarily the game's fault, it seems like if you pick this game up and you're not a seasoned veteran when it comes to fighting games, you are going to get your butt destroyed. And I mean viciously, savagely. The skill gap in this game is incredibly high, which makes it hard to just pick up and play casually, because good players have already like figured out all of the insane advanced techniques. So I don't think that despite how it looks, that this is going to be a fun casual game to just pick up and play sometimes. Maybe if you just want to play against the computers and stuff like that. I genuinely feel bad for any like 8-year-old that gets this game because their parents gave it to him because, you know, SpongeBob is on the box or whatever, and then they queue up for ranked and just get obliterated. They can't even land a hit. Guys, I'm telling you, there are some psychopaths playing ranked. So again, that's not the game's fault. I'm glad that it has such a high skill ceiling. And if you are the type of person that enjoys getting beat and learning from it, such as me, I really like that. I was having a blast. I lost like 80% of my matches last night. I was having a blast learning still and genuinely feeling like I was getting better because that skill ceiling is there. But unless you're that type of person that likes that kind of game, this is not going to be a very fun game for you. It's not going to be a fun experience. You're not going to be able to beat anyone. You might not even take stocks off of some of these players. But hopefully, you know, after the rank ladder has kind of populated and maybe a week down the line, all of those players will be at the top of the ladder, and then us newbies can have fun with each other down here at the bottom. But the netcode is incredibly sharp. Like I talked about, they have something called rollback netcode, which is an absolute must for fighting games if you're going to be played online. Even the top dog, Smash Bros, has absolute garbage online. It's nearly unplayable. So, you know, players that take the game seriously and want to go to tournaments, online really isn't a viable option to practice in those. This game, it genuinely feels super sharp. You can see the ping above Reptar's health bar there. He had an 80 ping, and it genuinely felt... I had 1 or 2 matches that I could notice lag at all. Other than that, like, it genuinely felt like I was playing on, you know, locally, or just like offline. Very, very sharp. Excellent job on the netcode. My biggest complaint about this game is since it's a game that relies so heavily on these characters to kind of get us invested and interested in playing the game, there's no voice acting, which is a big bummer because the movesets, like look at this. This looks and feels like Toph. She's got all kinds of cool earthbending abilities. That looks and feels like Michelangelo, but they don't say a single word, which feels weird in a game like this. Like, it seems like they should be taunting each other or saying something or having different dialogue with each other. But I guess the budget is just not there. It's not really feasible when you have all these different, like, multi-million-dollar licenses to get the voice actors. So if they're not going to get the actual voice actors for the characters, which is probably impossible, I think I would prefer that it just doesn't have voices. Like, imagine hearing someone doing a SpongeBob impression. You're never going to nail that SpongeBob voice, that iconic voice that Tom Kenny gives to the character. So it's probably best that they just didn't do it if they're not going to do it right. But that is a complaint. In such a character-heavy game, to not have any of these characters talk, it's a little weird, but it doesn't distract from the gameplay, which is what matters in a game like this. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I would say in terms of quality, this game is like a solid 8.5 out of 10. You can tell that like it doesn't quite have the budget that something like Super Smash Brothers does in terms of its presentation. You know, its online menus are pretty basic, but the fundamentals are there. You have all the tools that you need. You've got a ranked ladder, you've got private and public lobbies, you can invite your friends, and that's what really matters. Once you get into the game, it feels like a very polished game. And I just wanted to really compliment this game and make this video talking about it because I've been having a blast playing it. So, yo, if you guys have played this game and you're enjoying it as much as me, you know, drop your usernames down in the comments and maybe we'll run a few games. And yeah, definitely let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to post like some of my YouTube video or gameplays as videos, maybe like tutorials, something like that, because I'm getting pretty freaking good with TOF. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and take it easy, boys. Enjoy your day. Peace.